I'm Dan Seifert with The Verge, and I've been a fan of cars my entire life, but I've never actually had the opportunity to drive one on a racetrack. So here I am in Monticello, New York today. We're at the Monticello Motor Club, which is a big giant racetrack where lots of really fast cars drive around. And we got the BMW M2 with us, which is a $50,000 sports car that anybody can go to BMW and drive and purchase and drive off the lot. It's really fun to drive on the road, but it's also really fast and capable on a track. Now, I've got no skill level here, so I'm a novice, and we're gonna be doing some track stuff and some autocross stuff. We also have our creative director, Bareham here, who's kind of like an intermediate. He's been on the track a few times in his life. And then, of course, we have our expert, Jason Harper, who has been on the track a bunch of times, driven lots of fast cars in fast places. And we're gonna have some fun and see how each one of us does with the M2.
So this is the Autocross, which is kind of one of these places that you don't really go for real fast, but it shows up all your mistakes. You learn what you're doing right and what you're doing wrong, and you learn really what the car can do a little bit without big consequences, which is awesome. So the idea is you can play a little bit, you're running some cones, not that big of a deal.
This is really, 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 really hard. I want to go fast. I want to go faster. Woo. I'm actually getting a little bit puffed. Got to hit a few cones. Don't try it if you're not hitting cones.
When you spin it, it dances, man. It's such a good little car.
How many car seats do you think I can fit in this?
What's that? How many car seats? I had a car seat in this week. I have a 3-year-old. He liked it a whole bunch. He said, faster, Dad, faster. My wife. So the great thing about this car, the M2, is it's a throwback BMW. You used to own BMW was the idea. You didn't have to be an amazing driver to just love your car, but if you were an amazing driver, you could get the most out of it. That's what this M2 is.
Yeah, and it's a lot of fun. It's fun to drive, even if you're inexperienced like myself. It doesn't clamp down on the fun so much as like other cars, but if you have more experience, you can take it even further to your limits of what
you drove it in sport mode?
Sport mode, yep, which is just beyond like comfort mode.
I drove in Sports Plus.
The sort of idea, it allows you a little more latitude.
Yep.
Yeah.
A little bit more feels. And I mean, for me, this is an important thing. I'm back on the track for the first time for years. The last time I drove a car on a track was a BMW M3 E30. But again, it was about handling, it was about late braking, it was about just the craft of driving fast. And the incredible thing here, we're driving on such a tight circuit where everything happens so fast. Brake, change, crisp, turn in, do this. We need a track.
Yeah.
We need a really, really big track.
Where do we have one of those?
Yes, folks.
This is a great car for back roads, but you could take it to the track, but it isn't a track car. We're out here doing it because we can, it's safe. We don't have to worry about cops or, any other problems. So this is a chance for each of us to explore our sort of limits safely.
So this is when I finally get to go fast. Although I'm going to take it easy.
So Dan, I understand it's your wife's birthday today.
That it is.
Did she expect you to come home or no? I mean, this car really should not be able to do this. For a $52,000 car, this car handles as well as a lot of sports cars that are way more than that, like twice that price.
And then not only does it handle awesome, it has enough grunt to push you out of the corner.
can fit 1 child seat in here. I'm not sure about 2.
Yeah. Couple groceries in the trunk, couple bags of
Yeah,
groceries.
you can get groceries in here. So you just have to give up 1 child. Which one do you like less?
Whoa, man, thank you. That was exhausting.
Yeah, I know it is.
I grew up loving BMWs. And this is like, I remember why now with this. This is small and fast and tight. And like Dan said, you can just drive it and it's gonna go as fast as you want it to go. And if you suddenly go, oh my God, it's got you. It's gonna pick you up.
This is a driver's car, and the idea that we can all go out and have a great time didn't scare the shit out of anybody, which is also interesting. To your point, it's forgiving, and yet when you push really hard, we hit 140, 150 on the back straight. You did imaginary brake, but other than that, you know, no harm, no foul. We had a great time, and it's not a track car, but it does pretty good out here.
I know the thing with the track, it allows you to really find the limits of a car. I mean, you said slam on the brakes, and I'm like, you slam on the brakes, and it's oof. There's so much power there. You can brake so much later than you think. And the great thing here is we got a chance to really push something like this, which, let's be honest, you don't want to be learning those limits out on the road.
Hey, for 52 grand, 340 horsepower, this is as much car really as you'll ever need. And I promise you, everybody's gonna have a good time.
So much
You
fun.
can still put a kid in the back.
Yeah, 2.
If you must. So the beautiful, beautiful thing about the M2 is we can play a little bit. So, you know, there's no real consequences out here. It's cones. I'm not gonna steer Dan at all.